This Sunday night at 10, Winter's Punch. If you have power right now, you're one of the lucky ones. The cleanup from that nasty overnight ice storm is just beginning in a number of communities.
And in Stokes County, there is some relief for people still without power. I'm Steve King, live from Stokes County with what people are doing to pass the time as they wait to get out of the dark.
But first, at 10 o'clock on this Sunday night, quite a few school closings and delays tomorrow. Closed on Monday include Rockingham County and Stokes County, where Steve King is. Schools on a 3-hour delay Monday. Davidson County, Davie County, Lexington City, Randolph County, and Surry County. 2-hour delays for school on Monday. Alamance, Burlington, Ashboro City, Elkin, Guilford County, Mount Airy, Thomasville, Wilkes County, Winston-Salem, Forsyth, and Yadkin County schools. Full list scrolling on the bottom of your screen. It's also available on WXII12.com. And with that, we say hello. Joined now in the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Laney Pope. Just about done. I know a lot of the cleanup still to be done, but in terms of what's going to fall from the sky.
Yeah, as far as precipitation goes, we only have just a little bit more left. And on the screen, you're going to see a winter storm warning that is up until 10 a.m. And that is for our mountain communities, and that is for a little light additional precipitation. Remember, we talked about this over the last couple of days, that next little wave that would come through. Now, thankfully, it looks like it's just very light, brief snow and freezing drizzle in the mountains, and then perhaps a little bit of freezing drizzle across the foothills and the Triad. Our temperatures right now under dry skies for the most part. 32 in Greensboro, 33 in Winston-Salem, 35 in Mount Airy. You go out to the mountains and you can see some of that freezing drizzle as well as light snow that is pushing into parts of western North Carolina. As we go through tonight, there's not going to be much, but there will be a little bit and perhaps enough to produce a light coating. West-facing slopes in particular may see a little additional light snow. Now, everybody else, there's that chance for freezing drizzle, and there's also a very thick fog out there right now, specifically in the mountains. So we're going to look for that fine mist. Temperatures will be below freezing in the morning, 30 in the Triad and foothills on average, upper 20s in the mountains with that wintry mix. There could be a little icy travel, some black ice in the foothills, and I would say spotty or patchy black ice in the Triad. Many of the roads are dry, but with a little bit of drizzle, especially on bridges and overpasses. We're going to want to pay a particular close attention to those if you're out early tomorrow.
Good to know, Laney. Thank you very much. All right, let's get to our team coverage and our folks out in the field. We'll start tonight in Winston-Salem, where Janae Lewis is right now. Forsyth County, Janae, of course, one of the really hard-hit areas. What are you seeing? What are you hearing tonight?
Well, one of the big concerns and questions people have asked, they said, across the street, there's power and I don't have power. I want to give you an example of what crews are dealing with. We're here along University Parkway. You can see it's completely lit here. If I take a step over in the other direction, this portion of University Parkway heading down to North Point, there is no power. As you can see, there's no power here at the stoplights. And crews say that there are reasons for that, and they're running into all sorts of challenges as they try to restore power for you. They had 500 crews out here before the storm. They have since called in hundreds more from places like the Triangle, as well as the eastern part of our state. In fact, just in Forsyth County alone, where we are seeing a very high number of outages, they have tripled the resources in an attempt and an effort to get your power back on, but they're asking for everyone to be patient.
Oftentimes the outage that's affecting your home is actually somewhere farther from your home than you can see. So even though you don't see our crews, we are out working, we're trying to get your power restored, and we're going to keep working as long as it takes.
Now, the biggest priorities are going to be to first clear debris and trees from the roads that prohibit the crews from being able to get out there and gain access. Once they're able to do that, then they can call in the linemen to actually start the power restoration. They're hoping to have a lot of this done tomorrow, but it's looking like it's going to go into Tuesday. We'll continue to keep you updated. We're going to check in now with our Steve King, who is live in Stokes County with a look at the conditions there.
Janae, some people have gotten their power back on here in Stokes County, but many are still in the dark, and that's why county leaders and the Red Cross have opened an emergency shelter here at West Stokes High School. Now, right now, about 5,000 people are still without power. That number was about 7,000 around 6 o'clock tonight. So some progress, but still a lot to be done. Some people are not expected to get their power back here in Stokes County until sometime late tomorrow at the earliest. Now, many of today's outages were caused by downed trees, like on South Friendship Road in Germantown, where this tree hit a power line. About 200 trees came down across Stokes County in total, knocking out about 70 power lines. Now today, many people in and around Stokes County without power have tried to pass the time any way they could. Some read books, others went out for a family meal, but they're all dealing with this headache in their own way.
We're pretty anxious to have it back on. I mean, you know, understandably, we can't control the weather, and so we're just anxious. Get back to normal.
You're talking to an old guy, so I'm used to no electronics. No, you just deal with it. Go with the flow. It'll get better.
Yeah, I'm not frustrated. I know it takes a while.
Now, if you live in Stokes County, don't have power, but don't want to wait it out at your home, you can come here to the emergency shelter at West Stokes High School. There's food, water, and a cot to sleep in for you. Now, right now, about 4 people are using the shelter, and there is space for more. Now, if you need to get to the shelter but you don't have a ride, you can call the non-emergency hotline for Stokes County. That number's on the bottom of your screen right there, 593-8130. Very important to note that there were no reported injuries or reports of property damage across Stokes County today. Reporting live in King, Steve King, WXII 12 News.
Steve and Janae, thank you both. At this hour, Duke Energy says tens of thousands of its customers in our state do not have power. As we mentioned, most outages in any county currently belong to Forsyth. Rockingham, Stokes, and Guilford County also all in the top 5. Estimated restoration times, they vary from location to location, although some people are hearing it might not be until Tuesday night after 11:30 by the time their juice is back on. North Carolina's Governor Roy Cooper is declaring a state of emergency because of all this. He says, quote, though the worst of the storm is over, conditions are still hazardous in areas that saw snow and ice. He continues by saying, if you're without power, please be careful if you're using alternative heat sources. And these power outages all over the Triad aren't just limited to homes and businesses. There are lots of traffic lights that are out too, like this one at Peacehaven Road in Winston-Salem. If you come to an intersection with traffic lights that are out and there isn't a police officer there directing traffic, you're supposed to treat it like a 4-way stop. If there are cars already at the intersection, they should go first. If 2 cars get there at the same time, the driver to the right has the right of way. Well, Rockingham County, one of a number of locations hit hard. State crews had to remove a tree that fell onto the road there. This one on Rob Tom Road, not far from Wentworth, as we saw decent glaze all over the county there. This was a similar scene that played out all over the Piedmont Triad. Damage in Rural Hall as well. As you can see, a tree came down on a truck. Extensive damage here. It might be a total loss. The woman who sent this photo in did not say if anyone was injured when this happened. Similar tree in Winston-Salem, another tree getting dangerously close into the road. This was on Peacehaven Road right there. Give you an idea of the size of that tree. Look at that. Had to chop it up in various smaller pieces using a chainsaw there. Lots of tree debris all over the city tonight, particularly in the Five Points and Buena Vista area. Tree fell on a home and in a shed in Winston-Salem as well. This one fell into a home on Renolda Road. Bad damage here as well, hitting a car as well. It might be some type of an SUV. This particular section of Renolda was blocked off a while ago, and you saw in that video just there, trees bowed over, weighed down so heavily because of all of the accumulating ice on branches.
In this neighborhood alone, there's been a lot of damage, and it's just, well, it's just unbelievable. My fear is, as some of this is melting, the wind is cold enough that it's going to refreeze, and we're going to wind up with even more damage.
Here in North Carolina, trees are down all over the state, including in Hendersonville. That's not Hendersonville right here. This is the Renolda area. A tree fell on a home and on a shed as well. It's a mess. Pick a location. It's really bad right now. Is this Hendersonville? Yeah, this is Hendersonville right here. Tree on a home right there. A scene that played out to the east. But by and large, this was a major Triad issue in Hendersonville. This crushed a roof at about 6 o'clock this morning. Family now has to leave that house because, quite frankly, the roof could cave in at any minute. That's what emergency responders are saying.
I was sleeping and then I just heard like this big old bang. I thought it was like, at first I thought it was like in a dream or something, but then I heard my grandpa was like, "Are y'all okay?" I jumped up, I was scared. I was like, I hope nobody, the whole house didn't fall down.
Scary situation for the entire family, and we hope you and yours stay safe as all of this begins to melt. Well, a winter storm isn't just causing problems for us. It's cut across the country from the Midwest all the way up to the Northeast, north of D.C. in fact. It's claimed 7 lives so far. The Mid-Atlantic region beginning to feel the impact in a different form than what we are seeing right here. Points north of us could see up to a foot before the day is out. Kim Hutcherson has the story.
More than 35 million people remain under winter storm warnings. As the nation's capital is blanketed with snow, people in the Midwest are digging themselves out. More than a foot of snow fell across several states. The highest totals are in Missouri, where the weather wreaked havoc on the highways.
The roads were getting bad.
Frustrating many drivers.
It was like purgatory or being stuck in some sort of limbo.
Forcing them to pull over.
I always stop when it gets nasty. It's not worth it.
And seek shelter overnight.
I'm kind of scared to sleep in strange places, and they offered me a shower and gave me pillows.
Air travelers didn't fare much better. The winter storm forced dozens of flight cancellations at St. Louis Lambert International Airport. And a plane carrying 126 passengers and crew slid off this snowy runway at Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport. No injuries were reported. The weather couldn't keep Kansas City Chiefs fans down. Bundled up spectators tailgated under tarps to watch their team defeat the Colts in the playoffs. Now, families in Washington, D.C. are also trying to make the best of this snowy situation. I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.